So your ad's all ready. You've got some great creative. You've got some great copy. Now what you need is an audience that you can show your ad to that's going to result in sales and leads for your business. Hi guys, this is Rod from Rod Bland Agency. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about lookalike audiences. And this is the best kind of cold traffic audience that you can show your ads to. That consists of people who have never heard about your business. So they've never been to your website, never seen one of your ads, anything like that. So it's a completely cold audience, but it will produce the best results for you if you put it together correctly. So in this video, I'm going to take you through exactly how you set up the source audience for your lookalike audience and how you can then set up the lookalike audience itself. And I'm also going to include some bonus content at the end of the video that shows you how you can continue to optimize your lookalike audience and do that on an automated basis. Now, I also want to mention a brand new piece of content I've just released, which is my Facebook Ads Alchemy template. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's very useful. It's a 32-page PDF document. It's completely free to download. The only thing you're going to have to give up is your email address, and I'll put a link to that in the description below so that you can grab that after the video. And as usual, if you enjoy this content and you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Hit the like button. I really appreciate that. So let's get started with how you can, first of all, set up your source audience that you're going to use for your lookalike audience later on. So to get started creating our custom audience, we go into the Facebook Ads Manager, click on the hamburger icon, and then go to Audiences. Then we click on Create a Custom Audience. Now, the best source audience for a lookalike audience is one that consists of your actual customers. So for some of you that have been running Facebook ads for a while, or you've had the Facebook Pixel installed for a while, you'll be able to use the website as the source. So I'll walk you through that one first, and then I'll show you an alternative source that you can use for those of you who haven't had the Facebook Pixel installed before, or you've only just recently started advertising. So we're choosing the source is the Pixel. Now, I don't have this enabled on my account, but you want the purchase event. So if you've got purchase available as an event, then you can use that, and then select 180 days as the retention, which is the maximum amount of time that you can use. And then you would put Pixel purchaser. So we'll just call the audience Pixel purchases for the sake of this exercise. And then you click create, and now you've got a custom audience. And then to create a lookalike on that, you simply select the audience, you go actions, click on create lookalike. Normally you would create a lookalike in your particular region. So in my case, I'm going to do for Australia. And for the actual size of the audience, I don't recommend anything that's going to end up being less than 500,000 people, unless you've got an extremely small budget. Even then, if your budget's only, let's say $35 a day, I wouldn't recommend going any smaller than 500,000 for your lookalike audience. So for Australia, 3% to 650, that would be the minimum size. Then you click on create audience, and then you're done. So now let's create a custom audience that's based on your previous customers when you don't have the Facebook Pixel installed, or you've only just installed it. You've only been advertising for a short period of time, but you've got a list of customers in some other format. And typically that would be like in our CSV format, a comma delimited format. So we go create audience, custom audience. And this time we're going to choose customer list. And we go next. Now, there's a couple of things you do here. You can do an import from MailChimp. Take note that when you do the import from MailChimp, it's a snapshot of the list as it is in MailChimp at that point in time, and it doesn't update as more people get added to that audience in MailChimp. And I'm going to talk about how you can make that happen at the end of this video with the extra content. So if we're not doing any of those things, we just click on next. Now here you can choose a file which has got the customer value in it, which is how much they've purchased from your business. I'm going to choose no, and then you go next. Here you can paste in your comma separated values if you've just got a small number of them, or you can upload a CSV file for that. So I've got some CSV data that I've generated online, which I'm going to paste in here. Go. It's completely fictional. We go next. And here we map the column to the identifier. So the email is correct. I'm going to ignore that one. So I do not upload. And then you have all these other fields that you can activate as well. Now, in my experience, you get better matching if you just do the email only. Then we go import and create, and we say upload anyway. Now, the good thing about uploading a list of people like this is that you're not restricted by how far back you need to go. So if you're using the Facebook Pixel as the source, then you can only go back 180 days. Whereas if you upload a file, obviously these can be customers that go over, as many years as you like. So now that we've got our audience there, we're going to select actions and create lookalike. It's the same process as we did before. Once you've got the source material there, it's no different to create the lookalike audience. So I'll just select 3% like I did before and create. So that's how you create the custom audience source, and then you create the lookalike audience that goes with that. Now, those audiences will generally be the best performing audiences that you can use. And in my experience, they'll give you the best return on ad spend, cost per purchase, or cost per lead that you could possibly find. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, there is some bonus content I wanted to give you guys, which is to show you how you can automate the process of keeping these custom audiences up to date. So let's take this one here. And you can update the audience manually if you wanted to. So if we select that audience and then we go to edit, we can add customers to the audience. We can remove customers from it, or we can just outright replace them. Actually, we can't outright replace them because it's currently being updated, but normally you'd be able to. So that's one way that you can manually update the audience, but how can you automatically update the audience? Especially if you've got an email service provider like MailChimp. Now, if you're using a ESP like Klaviyo, it has the ability to synchronize the audience back to this custom audience in Facebook as people get added to the list in Klaviyo. That means that there is more and more data being added to that list over time, and you don't have to do anything to keep it up to date. But if you're using an ESP like MailChimp, then you can still automatically update the people that are in the Facebook custom audience from your MailChimp audience using Zapier. So I'm going to take you through quickly how you can use Zapier to do that, because it'll mean you'll get better results from your custom audience in Facebook if you can keep the source audience up to date with new customers. So here we are in Zapier. I'm going to walk you through in one of our client accounts how you create the Zap from scratch. You click on Create Zap, and the app event here, just search for MailChimp. The process will be similar for other email service providers. Now, the trigger event is new subscriber, and we click Continue. Then we have to choose the MailChimp account. So you would choose your MailChimp account. If you're not already connected, then it'll ask you to connect to MailChimp first and authenticate, and click Continue. And now the setup trigger is going to be the audience within MailChimp. So you have to make sure that you select the right one. So I'm just going to choose that one, and then we continue. Now you'll have to test the trigger. And here's where it will pull some sample subscriber data from the MailChimp list. And if it all looks fine, you click on Continue. And the app event for the action is going to be Facebook custom audiences. You firstly have to create the custom audience. So you click on Create, and then you click Continue. And then you choose the Facebook account that you're wanting to create this new custom audience in. And then you click on Continue. And now you just need to give it a name. So it might be, say, MailChimp custom audience synced with Zapier. And then we click Continue. Then you can go Test and Continue. That will set up the empty custom audience for you in Facebook. Now what you need to do is you need to go back and change this action. We need to go right to the very top. This time we're going to choose Add Email to Custom Audience as the action event. And then we click Continue. Choose the Facebook account, same one. And now you need to select the custom audience that you've just created. If you don't do it this way, if you try to create the custom audience in Facebook first and then just simply go straight to the event, which is to add email to custom audience, it's not going to work. You'll get an error that says the audience hasn't been created with Zapier and you need to go back and do it again. So I'll just continue on. We've got the custom audience selected there. Then we need to choose the email field. And that's all you need to add. Then you can go to Continue, and then you can test the action. And if that was successful, then you can turn on the Zap. And that's all you need to do as far as adding new email addresses to that custom audience. Now, if you want to preload the custom audience that you've just created with the existing subscribers that you already have, we will need to download those from MailChimp or whatever your ESP is. Go back into the custom audience in Facebook in the Audiences tool, and then edit the audience. And then you can then add in those new subscribers so that you're at least up to date. And then any new subscribers that come in, they'll get automatically handled by the Zap. Now, if you followed all of that, you should have at least one lookalike audience in your Facebook ad account that you can use with your ads that should produce good results for you. Now, I'm sure most of you realize that there is a bit more to running a successful ads campaign than just making sure that you have a good lookalike audience to use, although that's definitely part of that. So I just want to let you know that is what my agency does. We're a specialist Facebook and Instagram advertising agency. If you need assistance with running your Facebook ads campaign, whether you're already running one, you want to improve what you're doing, or you want to start from scratch and you have a budget of at least $100 per day, you'd like to have a chat with somebody, there will be a link in the description below where you can book a time in a calendar to have a chat with either myself or one of my team. And we can talk about what your goals are for your business, what you're doing with your advertising at the moment, what you're hoping to do, what the pricing is, all that sort of thing. And we'll see if we're a good fit for each other. So that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, please go ahead and click on the like button. I'm producing content every week, so make sure you subscribe so you get the next one when it comes out, and I'll see you in the next video.